Hey, it's nice to get the first win of the 2021-22 season. I thought our team played hard. I think our depth kind of showed, but we also showed that at times we looked like it was our first game with some mistakes that we made and some defensive miscommunication. Love that we had an opportunity to play Harvard and be able to wish Coach Delaney a great, successful last season in her unbelievable tenure as a seasoned coach. Like I told her, I hope that once she retires, she can come maybe mentor me a little bit because she's one of the good people in our professions and one of the most outstanding coaches in the country. So outside of that, I'm proud of our team and I love the team effort, and congrats to Taylor Soule scoring her 1,000th point. That's pretty amazing in the first game of her senior year. So she'll be able to rack up more points onto that. But again, what questions do we have?
You guys had that 9-0 run late in the second quarter. Cameron ended it with a big three. How big was it to get that momentum going into the half?
Yeah, I think whenever we can get momentum and when great defense kind of leads into our offensive momentum, and that's how you make good runs. I wish we could have saw just a little bit more of that today, but when we had it, it was very nice. And I think that our running game is pretty much on point with how hard we're going to run. And I think defensively, we played hard as well. I just thought at times we maybe gambled and the game got slowed down by fouls and things like that, where if the game can be in more of a constant flow, it really benefits us.
Guys, sorry.
How do you feel that Allie and Maria did in the starting line?
I thought they did wonderful. I think when we have that big lineup, I don't think they really had an answer for us inside. I think what did we end up with 48 paint points. And I think we even could have pushed it inside of them even a little bit more. So that's something that we'll continue to work on. But I like the synergy they had together for sure.
You guys had a lot of different lineups tonight, played over about 13 players. Was there a particular lineup that you thought worked well tonight, or are you still experimenting?
We're still kind of experimenting with lineup. I really think that we have a solid 5 that we start and 2 of our veterans coming off the bench. But then outside of that, we're just trying to rotate through and figure out who's going to be able to give us that production. And like I tell these younger players, that production really comes from the defensive end. So a lot of times when you saw me with a quick sub out, it was because somebody forgot to block out or somebody didn't talk on a switch. So defensively is what's really going to help them stay in the game as younger players, and that just defensive intensity, which is a big jump compared to high school.
You mentioned that you showed your depth today. How do you feel about that run you went on in the fourth quarter with all the subs and you have 12 players in the score?
That was great. And I'm very proud of them with 12 players scoring. And I thought that was really fun. And I think that's indicative of a great team, right? When your bench players are, and that's the thing, I don't even know that we have bench players, and we just have a great team. So the people that are sitting there waiting for their chance and their opportunity, when they come in ready and then they get in the game and they have that little bit of flash of brilliance that you saw with them playing hard and having no fear. I think that shows that we have to make a run and to play well at this level, you have to have a deep team. And that's what we're trying to develop. So you're going to see as these non-conference games unfold, I am going to roll people in and out of the game as much as I can to get people some minutes and some experience.
How important is to win as many of these non-conference games before your ACC schedule starts rolling out?
It's important to win every game, right? If we can. So yeah, we definitely want to win as many non-conference games as we can, but we also want to make sure we're learning and growing with each win.
Given like Harvard's reliance on 3, they're I think 7th in the country. With their last season, they were 7th in the country in percentage of 3-pointers attempted. So they're never really out of any game.
Right.
When you jumped out to the lead in the second half, they only got it to like 14. So what did you do to keep them at bay?
Well, I was hoping, to be honest, that we could kind of push and grow and build on that lead. But to their credit, they continued to play hard and kind of almost played even with us for a lot of that second half. So they do, and that's exactly what we said at halftime and at the end of the third quarter, is that they're only a few threes away from being right back in the game. So we have to continue to play hard. And, I was a little disappointed that they felt open for 29 threes because that really wasn't in our defensive game plan. But with that being said, as long as we grow from this game and get better and figure out on film what we can do to communicate a little bit better on their meet and reads and things like that, I think we'll be fine.
guys will open up to the cameras on Zoom.
Dan, I think you guys are up.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, it might have been asked of you just now, but when you come in, where was when you see them in the first game, you see your team in the first game, where was it in relation to kind of where you had seen in the weeks leading up to the first game, and when you look at the progress that was made over the summer to where it was, were they as game ready as you'd hoped?
For me, I'm very critical, so I don't know that we're ever as game ready as I want us to be. But what I liked is I really didn't see too much fatigue in anyone. And I think that was something that last year we never really got over that fatigue hump. When the fourth quarter would roll around, we looked tired out there. And I thought today, no one really looked tired. I still think we have to push through to get to the second wind a little bit better. I thought that's where we saw a little bit of lull in our action out there. But I mean, yeah, I'm proud of the way we played, but there are so many things I want us to do better.
Next question.
Next question.
Coach, obviously you have a mix of veterans, young players. What was the communication like between, your veteran starters and your younger starters at the beginning of the game or even throughout the game?
That's probably one of the things I'm most proud of in this game. I don't know if you guys were not here, but the people that were here, I'm sure if you noticed our bench, we have to have the most outstanding, lively, support each other, get after it, hype bench in the country, in my opinion. And it didn't matter if our starters were sitting there on that bench or if it was our players waiting to get in the game and show what they're made of. But I love to watch the excitement that each of our players have for each other. And that comes from their heart. And that's because basketball is a team sport. And, I will say this team, T-Sol maybe scored 1,000 points today, but she didn't care about that. That wasn't even a priority for her. Nor was it a priority for someone else to get this many minutes in that game. I'm very blessed to coach a team that just plays together and doesn't really get too wrapped up in who's getting the credit for what's good is going on, because at the end of the day, Boston College won and they all buy into that. And as a team, if we can keep our minds clear and the veterans support the younger players support the veterans, that's what makes the team great.